Thank you for tuning in to another Wednesday Word on the study of Psalms. I am Suzette McCormick. We're going to take a look at Psalm 73 and how this Psalm is so incredibly relevant to our lives today. Wealth, power, and attaining the kingdom of heaven is a centuries-old problem. Curiously, I have always been of the mind that the problems of today have only been problems of my generation or the past several centuries. It has only recently become clear to me that we are living through an era of financial greed and social problems stemming from wealth that have been an issue since before Christ. Silly me for not paying attention to history and realizing we are in a different time. However, we have the same problems with the same outcomes. Very few of us are immune to the trappings of thinking, only I had more, fill in the blank. How happy and complete I would be if only I had, fill in the blank. It is not a sin to be wealthy, and many who are serve the Lord dutifully and faithfully, and have not allowed the situation or status interfere with their walk with Christ. When I began attending the Free Methodist Church, I received pastoral counseling from Pastor Denny. I was lamenting the fact of being poor. I was going to school full-time, raising my 4 children on my own, and living off of student loans and welfare. I was distressed by the fact that I was in a position where I had to make hard and painful decisions about our existence and the effect our poverty was having on my children. My son's friends were all people of means and reminded me of this frequently. My son reminded me of this frequently. He felt the inequity of wealth and was very aware of what we did not have. Despite the fact that we were healthy, had a roof over our heads, food on the table, ability to receive an education, and worship in a church where we were welcome, did not matter to him and eventually me. We wanted more. So during my pastoral counseling, Pastor Denny asked me, Suzette, why is it so bad to be poor? Quite frankly, I don't recall my answer. I do remember, however, that his question caused me to pause and look at what was important in life and if wealth was going to give that to me. Do not get me wrong. I, like most other human beings, would like to be free of financial stress and its confines and have the material perks that wealth brings. And why shouldn't I and other Christians be wealthy? We work hard to be righteous and serve God and do our part on earth to be looked upon with favor by the God we worship. So why shouldn't we be monetarily rewarded? So sometimes I feel like Asaph, who collected Psalms 73 through 89. He was one of David's chief Levitical musicians. And our focus today will be solely on Psalms 73. It states, Surely God is to Israel, to those who are pure in heart. But as for me, my feet had almost slipped. I had nearly lost my foothold, for I envied the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. They have no struggles. Their bodies are healthy and strong. They are free from common human burdens. They are not plagued by human ills. Therefore, pride is their necklace. They clothe themselves with violence. From their callous hearts comes iniquity. Their evil imaginations have no limits. They scoff and speak with malice. With arrogance they threaten oppression. Their mouths lay claim to heaven, and their tongues take possession of the earth. Therefore, their people run to them and drink up waters in abundance. They say, How would God know? Does the Most High know anything? This is what the wicked are like. Always free of care, they go on amassing wealth. Surely in vain I have kept my heart pure and have washed my hands in innocence. All day long I have been afflicted, and every morning brings new punishments. If I had spoken out like that, I would have betrayed your children. When I had tried to understand all this, it troubled me deeply, till I entered the sanctuary of God. Then I understood their final destiny. Surely you place them on slippery ground. You cast them down to ruin. How suddenly are they destroyed, completely swept away by terrors. They are like a dream when one awakes. When you arise, Lord, you would despise them as fantasies. When my heart was grieved and my spirit embittered, I was a brute, a beast before you. Yet I am always with you. You hold me by your right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me into glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Those who are far from you will perish. You would destroy all who are unfaithful to you. But as for me, it is good to be near God. I have made the sovereign Lord my refuge. I will tell all your deeds. As I studied this psalm, I was constantly reminded of current issues in the United States and around the world. When we turn on the television, there are constant reminders of the evil of excess wealth. If you tune into the show American Greed, you will get a first-hand account of the evil the desire to attain wealth will cause. Verse 7 states, "From their callous hearts comes iniquity. Their evil imaginations have no limits." Sometimes I am amazed at the lengths people will go in order to acquire wealth and the physical and emotional harm that is inflicted upon others in the name of greed. And those causing the harm seemingly have no regrets or feelings of shame. In verses 8 through 10, Asaph proclaims of the wealthy, "They scoff and speak with malice. With arrogance they threaten oppression. Their mouths lay claim to heaven, and their tongues take possession of the earth. Therefore, their people run to them and drink up waters in abundance." And no, not all who are wealthy are evil, or wear their arrogance like a necklace. But there are far too many who have forgotten the purpose of our existence, which is to serve the Lord and his people, to use one's excess in a manner that favors the Lord. Having money is not a sin. As a matter of fact, it is a necessary commodity. I love being able to go on vacations, eat at a nice restaurant, and buy clothes not only when I need, but when I would like to. But we cannot let wealth come between us and the sovereign God. We cannot allow ourselves to forget what our most high purpose is, and that is to serve the Lord with all our heart and all our mind. In verses 23 through 26, Asaph states, "Yet I am always with you. You hold me by your right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you would take me into glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." We do not need to envy or be embittered by those who have more than we do. We do not to covet our neighbor's blessings. As faithful servants, God is with us and will take care of our needs, both physical and spiritual. He is the true wealth. Whether we are Christians who have the monetary capability to build churches and support organizations that take care of God's children, or Christians who use our gifts to make others feel loved, supported, and worthy, we will receive God's favor. Thank you for joining me with a look at Psalm 73.
This has been Wednesday Word with the Free Methodist Church of Santa Barbara. We hope that you will join us for worship this week. For information about our service times, visit fmcsb.org.